Hello dear students, once again welcome back to our channel. In this video we are going to discuss a very important, a very famous theorem, that is Pythagoras theorem. Okay, from the smaller classes itself we have started the application of this Pythagoras theorem, but this is the year we are going to, this is the first time we are going to prove Pythagoras theorem using similarity criteria. Okay, so what is the statement, children? That is, we have a right triangle. Okay, and we know that this Pythagoras theorem is applicable only for the right triangles. Okay, we should get a right triangle. Okay, and we have to mark the sides of the right triangle. Okay, that means here I have drawn a right triangle ABC, right angled at B. What is the meaning? That means angle B equal to 90 degree. Okay, so in a right triangle ABC, right angled at B, the first side we have to mark is the longest side of the right triangle. And we know that the longest side of right triangle is always opposite to this 90 degree. And here in this triangle ABC, this AC is the longest side. And we know that that longest side is the hypotenuse. Okay. Hypotenuse. Hypotenuse of the right triangle is the side opposite to the 90 degree. And what are the remaining sides? Other two sides. And being BC is the base. This is the base. Okay. And this AB with respect to this angle C, you can mark this as opposite side or the perpendicular towards BC, both are okay. Okay, so we have marked now the three sides of the right triangle ABC, that is, one is hypotenuse, that is the longest side, the side opposite to the 90 degree. And this is the base, and this is the opposite side or the perpendicular towards BC. Okay. And what is the statement of this Pythagoras theorem? That is the square of the hypotenuse. Okay, here we are proving by taking the length of the sides of this triangle ABC, that is BC, AB and AC are the three sides, and in terms of their length, okay, AC square, that is the square of the hypotenuse, okay, is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Which are the other two sides? AB and BC. So, sum of the squares of other two sides, that is AB square plus BC square. This is the sum of squares of other two sides. And this will be equal to the square of the hypotenuse. This is the to prove, we have to prove that, okay, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Okay, so we need a small construction in order to prove this result using similarity. We need a construction, and that is nothing but from the angle B, draw a perpendicular towards the hypotenuse BC, the side AC. Side AC. Okay, so I am drawing a perpendicular from B to AC, being it is perpendicular 90 degree. This angle will be 90 degree, being it is a linear pair. Okay, so this also will be 90 degree. See, after let it be BD is perpendicular to, so this is the construction part. Okay, that is draw BD perpendicular to AC. Now we can start proof. What are the steps? Okay, see, after drawing the perpendicular BD to the side AC, this big triangle ABC is divided into two right triangles. Can you say in terms of right triangles? Why? Because being it is perpendicular, this angle D of triangle ADB, this angle, okay, equal to 90 degree. Okay, this triangle, that is triangle ADB, look into this triangle ADB, being angle D is 90, so ADB is also a right triangle, and the triangle to the other side of the perpendicular, okay, this side, okay, so this will be 90 degree. So triangle BDC is also 90 degree. That means now you can see three triangles. One is triangle ABC, big triangle, right triangle, and second one triangle ADB, and the third right triangle is triangle BDC. Okay, so first I am going to consider triangle ABC and triangle ADB. Okay, so in triangle ABC and in triangle ADB. Okay, can you prove that these two triangles are similar? I already told you, that is, we are proving this result using similarity criteria. Okay, so can you prove that this big triangle ABC and the triangle on the upper side of this perpendicular BD, that is ADB, are similar? For that, children, it is very clear, this in triangle ABC, angle B equal to, in triangle ADC, angle D. Okay, that is, both are equal to 90 degree. So, angle, we have angle ABC, this, that means this angle in triangle ABC, angle ABC means that angle is equal to, in triangle ADB, which is 90 degree, this angle. Or how can we name this angle? ADB. This angle equal to 90 degree. Angle ADB equal to 90 degree. First one is given and the second one by construction. We got angle ADB is also 90 degree. Okay, and if you can show that one more angle are equal in both the triangles, you can say that these two triangles are similar under AA similarity criteria. Okay, that means here in triangle ABC and in triangle ADB, you can see one angle is common. Which is that angle? That means in triangle ABC, this angle A, and in triangle ADB, this is the same angle. That means angle A equal to angle A, common angle. Both the triangle, this angle A is common. Which means these two triangles, the triangle which we have considered, okay, that means implies triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB by AA similarity criterion. So, if triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB, okay, you can write their corresponding sides are in same ratio. Okay, so that is the next step. We have proved that these two triangles are similar, and I am taking this AB divided by this corresponding sides AD of the second triangle is equal to BC divided by DB, and the ratio of the last side, that is third side, AC and AB of the big triangle. These three ratios will be same by CPST. Okay, corresponding parts of similar triangles. Okay, see, in the same way, if you are consider the triangle BDC, the other right triangles on the other side of the perpendicular BD, okay, can you show that this triangle ABC, big triangle, and this triangle BDC, okay, are similar? This triangle, children, triangle BDC. See, in triangle ABC, this angle B 90 degree, and in triangle BDC, because BD is a perpendicular, that is angle BDC also 90 degree. Okay, so that you can write. Okay, so in triangle ABC, okay, in triangle ABC, this is the second part. Okay, that means in triangle ABC and triangle BDC, okay, red triangle and the whole triangle, you can see, right, angle ABC, this 90 degree equal to which angle is 90 degree in the second triangle, right triangle, okay, by BD, okay, that is angle BDC equal to 90 degree. And which is the other angle? This angle C is common, that is angle C of triangle BDC and angle C of triangle ABC, this C is common, C is the same angle. That means this angle C is common between these two triangles, that is angle C equal to angle C, reason common angle. Okay, they are equal in measurement since they are common. Okay, which implies, okay, we have now two angles, okay, of triangle ABC is equal to two angles of the second triangle BDC, implies triangle ABC similar to triangle BDC by the same criteria, AA similarity criteria. Okay, if so, we are taking their corresponding sides are in same ratio by CPST. Okay, that is AB by BD. Okay, these two sides. Okay, equal to BC divided by DC. And the third ratio, AC divided by BC. By CPST, their ratios are same. Okay. So, we have proved that the two triangles on either side of the perpendicular BD is similar to the big triangle ABC. And we have written their ratios. The sides are, the corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Okay, so first, from the first equality, that is similarity, that is triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB, I am going to take from these three ratio, that is AB by AD, BC by DB and AC by AB. I am considering, okay, this first and third ratio. I will tell you the reason. Okay, if you take this first and the third ratio, okay, that is, see children, AB divided by AD equal to AC by AB. See, if I am taking these two ratio, if I am cross multiplying AB times AB, AB into AB, you will get the square of AB. That is what we need, children, square of AB. We should get the square of one of the sides of triangle ABC. That is why I selected this first and third ratio. Idea is clear, children? So, by cross multiplication, you will get AB square equal to, okay, these two multiplied, and the second cross product AD times AC or AC into AD. AC into AD. This is equation number 1. Idea is clear, children? Okay. Now the second similarity relation, we have triangle ABC similar to triangle BDC. See children, which all sides you have to select from these three, AB by BD, BC by DC we can't take. Cross product will not give any square of any of the sides of triangle ABC. So children, AB by BD and here AC by BC. Okay, see in second and third, you see children, BC comes. So I am going to select here from the second similarity relation, second and third ratio I am taking. So see BC into BC will be BC square. Okay, so I am considering from this, okay, BC divided by DC. Okay, from after this step you can write this one. Okay, BC by DC equal to AC by BC. See, if so, by cross multiplication, you will get BC square, the square of this side, base. Okay, equal to AC into DC. This can be equation number 2. Okay, see children, we have in equation number 1, AB square equal to AC into AD. Here BC square equal to AC into DC. And what we have to prove? AB square plus BC square. In order to get this RHS of the required proof, we have to add this first and second equation. Then only here we will get in terms of AB square plus BC square. Understood? So, in the second step, you can write here, children, by adding equation 1 and 2, okay, that means 1 plus 2 implies, okay, equation 1 plus 2 implies, okay, how can we add two equations, children? By adding their LHS part and RHS part separately. Okay, in equation number 1, its LHS is AB square. Okay, so AB square, we are adding, plus which is the LHS of the second equation, BC square. BC square equal to, now we are adding the RHS of first and second equation, that is RHS AC into DAD, here children AC into AD, plus RHS of the second equation, here AC into DC. Okay, I am not making any change in the LHS because we need this in terms of square of AB square plus square of BC square. And see, from these two terms of RHS, AC into AD and AC into DC, okay, from these two terms, see children, from these two terms, AC is common. Okay, so I am going to consider this AC as outside term and the remaining term is AD plus this plus sign. After taking AC outside as common, here in the bracket DC comes from the second term. So now we have AC into AD plus DC. Okay, so I am making any change for AC is one of the side that we need, and AD plus DC. From the figure, see the figure children, what is AD? That means this portion. Okay, plus DC, this side. Okay, that means when you add these together, AD plus DC, you will be getting this whole length AC. Understood? That means in place of this AD plus DC, you can write AC. That is AC into AC in the RHS. Okay, so it will turn into AC square. Okay, so that is what is in the RHS, children. Sorry, in the LHS we have already AB square plus BC square is now AC into AC is AC square. This is the required proof, that is square of the hypotenuse. AC is the square of the hypotenuse. This is what we need to prove. Okay, in the beginning we have written, and by taking the two right triangles on both sides of the perpendicular and applying the similarity, okay, we have now the required result, that is square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides, AB square plus BC square. Okay, so this is all about this, the proof of similarity using similarity criteria, that is the Pythagoras theorem. We have proved the Pythagoras theorem using similarity criteria. Okay, it's very important, but after listening this proof carefully, it will be very easy. Okay, how this theorem can be proved. Okay, is clear? In addition to this Pythagoras theorem, okay, if we have a right triangle, okay, and a perpendicular is drawn from the right angle of a right triangle to its opposite side, that is a hypotenuse. We have seen that in the proof of the Pythagoras theorem, two right triangles are formed. That is, from those two results we have reached into that required proof of the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, that means here we have seen triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB. Okay, also triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC. See children, this ADB and BDC are the two right triangles on either side of the perpendicular. And these two triangles are similar to this big triangle ABC. Okay, from this you can write, if we know that if a line is parallel to second line and the second line is parallel to the third line, we can write that first line is parallel to the third line. Okay, because of the same result, see children, if so, see triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB, triangle ABC is similar to triangle BDC. From these two you can write these two triangles, that is triangles on either side of this perpendicular BD, that is triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. It's very, very important theorem, but proof is not needed. Okay, so what is the theorem statement, children? If a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of a right angle of a right triangle, that is the BD, that is a perpendicular drawn from the vertex of a right angle of the right triangle, okay, then to the hypotenuse, then the triangles on the both side of the perpendicular, okay, are similar to the whole triangle, the first two result, and similar to each other, the triangles on both side of the perpendicular, that is here ADB similar to triangle BDC. Okay, that idea is clear, children, that perpendicular drawn from the right angle of a right triangle to the hypotenuse, then the right triangles on either side of the perpendicular will be similar to the whole triangle and similar to each other. It's very, very important result. Okay, so these are the results which we are going to apply the problems related to Pythagoras theorem. Okay, the proof of Pythagoras theorem is clear. That means while we are proving this result, okay, we have considered the three sides of the right triangle ABC. That means in terms of their length, that is AC, the length of the hypotenuse, AB, and BC is the length of the base. Okay, so children, we can consider, we can extend this idea of this result of the right triangle, that is the Pythagoras theorem, in terms of area. Area is more fundamental than length, isn't it? That means, see, in case of area, suppose we have a right triangle, okay, ABC, right angle at B. That means this is the hypotenuse, okay, this is the base, and this is the perpendicular side or the opposite side. Okay, with respect to this angle, see, we will learn more about this opposite side, perpendicular, base and hypotenuse in trigonometry. That's okay. See, if we have a triangle, right triangle ABC, right angle at B, okay, in terms of area, see children, see, if I am drawing a square on the side AC, that is the hypotenuse. That means we have now a square on the hypotenuse. Okay, and by this theorem, Pythagoras theorem, this square, see, suppose if I am marking this AC, EF, okay, this square, okay, here AC, EF, this is a square on the hypotenuse. Okay, so this, its area. Okay, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to, see, what we have got? The sum of the squares of other two sides. That means I have to make another one more square here in the base. See children, that means BC, here BC, XY. Okay. Okay, so we have the another second square. Okay, and here I am drawing the third square on this AB. By taking AB as a side, okay, we have another square AB. What is the meaning, children? Here we have a big square, that is square on the hypotenuse. That means if you place the squares on other two sides in this big square, the area will be the same. That is the another concept of this Pythagoras theorem in terms of areas of the squares on these three sides of the right triangle ABC. That means the square on the hypotenuse will be equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Means if you arrange, or the area of this square plus area of this square will be equal to this area on the hypotenuse. Idea so okay? Okay, now we have one more concept, that is we have the original theorem, that is the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. We have its converse part also. That means converse of Pythagoras theorem. What is the converse of Pythagoras theorem? Okay, what is the Pythagoras theorem, children? The square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. Okay, so in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. So how can we write its statement of the converse? That means if in a triangle, okay, the sum of the squares equal to the square of the third side. That means I am not giving the triangle as right triangle. I am simply giving a triangle. See children, a triangle ABC. I am not marking this is a 90-degree triangle. Okay, it need not be a right triangle. In a triangle, the sum of the squares of any two sides, okay, any two sides equal to the sum is equal to the square of the third side. Okay, I am taking the sum of the squares of these two sides. If this is equal to the square of the third side, okay, so the angle opposite to the third side, the angle opposite to the third side is right angle. That is the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Statement is clear, children. That is, if in a triangle, the sum of the squares of any two sides equal to the square of the third side. Okay, so that means that angle opposite to the third side will be 90 degree. Okay, for example, I am in terms of length of the measurements of a triangle. In a triangle ABC, okay, if I am giving AB equal to 4 centimeter. Okay, BC equal to 3 centimeter and AC equal to 5 centimeter. We want to check whether this is a right triangle or not. Okay, how can we check a triangle is a right triangle or not? That is the application of converse of Pythagoras theorem. Okay, because in that statement, if sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to the square of the third side. Okay, so that angle opposite to that third side is equal to 90 degree. 90 degree means it is a right triangle. Okay, so in order to check whether the measurement of the three sides of a triangle will form a right triangle or not, there comes the application of converse of Pythagoras theorem. Converse of Pythagoras theorem. Okay, to check whether any one of the angle is 90 degree or not. For that, children, see, we know that how can we apply this converse part here, children? Here we know that the longest side is equal to the hypotenuse. Okay, so here 4, 3, 5. For that is here it comes here AC square. See, take the AC square of the longest side. Okay, that means 5 square, that is 25 centimeter. Okay, I am taking BC square, other two sides, these two. Okay, that means 3 square, that is 9 centimeter, and AB square is 4 square, that is 16 centimeter. Now we have seen that, see children, here AC square, the square of the longest side, that is 25, okay, equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. Please check, see children, here 9 plus 16 equal to 25 centimeter. 9 plus 16, 25. That means here what we have seen, 9 plus 16 or AC square equal to, here 9 is BC square plus AB square, which means here one of the angle is 90 degree, the angle opposite to this longest side here is AC. Okay, here AC, here see children, AC is the longest side, so here angle B will be 90 degree, which implies these are the sides of a right triangle ABC, or here right triangle ABC is a right triangle. Here comes the application of converse of Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so many very important results we have discussed through this video. Okay, first we have proved that is similarity criteria. Using similarity criteria we have proved the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, and the converse of Pythagoras theorem, and where comes it application level also we discussed. And the very important result, that is the perpendicular drawn from the vertex of a right angle of a right triangle, okay, to its hypotenuse, then the right triangles on both sides of the perpendicular is similar to the whole triangle as well as similar to each other. It's very important concepts. Okay, this will definitely help you to get the problems from this Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so thank you children, thank you for watching and supporting my channel.